Hi, T.L.T. Carlson here, and we're continuing down the trail of vinyl today, going back to one of my favorite alternative pop rock albums of the 1990s, that of course being the Wallfowers, Bringing Down the Horse. The Wallflowers were the band of Jakob Dylan, the son of singer-songwriter Bob Dylan. This was their second album, originally released in 1996, and in 2016 this was reissued on vinyl. It was the first ever vinyl release of the album. I went to visit my buddy Joey over at Record City last weekend, and he's actually got a pretty decent selection of like new vinyl and new reissues of older records. When I found this on vinyl there, I knew it was something that I had to have. I'm really glad that I got to add this to my collection. I'm going to do an unboxing of this release. I'm going to talk about the album a little, and I'll share my opinion on whether or not I recommend this re-release of the album. So here's a nice close-up of the cover. If you listen to music at all back in the 1990s, this image is probably very familiar to you. It was one of my favorites. I remember the videos from this album on MTV got played relentlessly. Unfortunately, that would pretty much be like the final era when MTV really played music videos. I miss those days. Here's the spine text with the title of the album and the name of the band. And here's the back. This is my first big disappointment. They did not print the track list of the album on the back. I don't know why record companies insist on doing this. If there's a track list of the album, it needs to be on the package. I mean, it's inside the liner notes, but it should be right on the package for ease of reference. I mean, if I want to look at stars, I can look at the front cover. Just please, record companies, from now on, give us the track list on the album sleeve. It's not that hard. This brings me to my next complaint. The album is on 2 discs, but it's not a gatefold. It's just this, slightly wider paper case for the record with both records and 2 individual sleeves. If it's a double album or more, it should always be a gatefold. Don't have the records rubbing up against each other and all that stuff. I mean, even single disc releases I like to have a gatefold, because it's one of the things that really makes me like vinyl so much. Anyway, let's take a look at what's inside. I put the hype sticker from the package on one of these paper sleeves right here. This was released for the 20th anniversary. First time on vinyl, 2 LP set. And then of course you got the names of all the hits. Here's the actual record itself. It's printed on just plain old black vinyl, but got the same pattern on there that you do on the outer packaging of the album. Again, it's split across 2 vinyl because it's a fairly long album. This was originally released on CD back in the 90s, back when they were trying to cram as many songs on an album as they possibly could. And in a lot of cases, who could really blame the artists for that? And then, same deal with the other record. As far as liner notes go, we just get this 1 sheet of paper. This side here has the track list for the album on it, which again really should have been on the outer packaging. And then you got a few photos of the band there. List of the band members and additional musicians on this point, as well as further photos of the group. Yeah, the Wallflowers, Bringing Down the Horse was certainly one of the biggest albums of the 90s. Second album from the Wallflowers. And this was the day that Jakob Dylan really stepped out from the shadow of his much more famous father and created a lasting classic for the ages. I mean, there were 4 huge hits on this album. The Difference, One Headlight, 6th Avenue Heartache, and 3 Marlenas. All of which remain personal favorites of mine to this day. Plenty of great deep cuts on the album as well. I mean, I don't remember the last time I'd actually sat down and listened to this album in its entirety prior to getting this vinyl release. And I gotta say, there are some great, underrated deep cuts on this release as well. And I was really glad to be able to go back and listen to the whole thing again, on vinyl no less. Now, I do love this album, that's obvious. But I do have to say, I am a little disappointed with the treatment of the album on vinyl. Sound quality-wise, it sounds great. I have no problems with the audio quality on this. But like I was showing, I mean, they couldn't even be bothered to print the track list on the back of the album. They couldn't be bothered to make a gatefold. They couldn't be bothered to give us expanded liner notes or any kind of audio bonus material. In fact, there was a Japanese version of the album, as well as a subsequently released special edition that had an additional track entitled Used to Be Lucky. The Japanese version had a live track and an acoustic track in addition to that, and the other special edition release had a cover of David Bowie's Heroes. None of those songs are on here, and honestly, that's hugely disappointing because this was the opportunity to give this album the anniversary treatment that it deserved. Instead, we just get bare bones, all the tracks from the initial album release with no bonuses whatsoever. As is, it's a great album, but this reissue is just bare bones, and I think Jakob Dylan and company do deserve better than this one. That said, if you just want to get the album to have it on vinyl and listen to, I think this will fill that need. Are you a fan of the Wallflowers and Jakob Dylan? Is Bringing Down the Horse one of your favorite albums of the 1990s? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson, and I will see you next time.